Today I'm going to be installing this street scene front lip / valance onto my 1990 Mazda B2200. This is a front valance is what they call it from street scene, but it's more of a front lip than a valance. It is not direct bolt-on. They supply hardware with it. In my opinion, it's kind of garbage, so I'm going to show you my solution to installing this on my truck. So I'm just going to go ahead, I'm going to mock this thing up on here first just by kind of sliding it into place. And if it'll stay on. I don't think it's gonna. Maybe. Okay, it's sagging a little bit. Okay, well that's kind of close to, okay, never mind. I was gonna say that that's kind of close to how it's gonna look, but no, it's not. Okay, so since that won't stay on there as is, I'm gonna just get started with the first step of the install, which is removing front bumper, corner sections, front valance, and yeah, that all comes off together. It's not very easy to get just the corners and the valance off separate from the bumper, so I'm gonna just have to take it all off together. So to take the whole bumper assembly off, there is one bolt down underneath the battery tray and one bolt underneath your coil pack, and then bolts on each side behind the lower valance. So let's just take those off. Okay, that's tight. Jesus Christ. Okay. It's a little tight. That one wasn't as stuck. These upper bolts, you don't have to take all the way out, you just need to loosen them because they are slotted. Jesus. Freaking tight and rusty. Well, not really rusty, but corroded, I should say. Jesus. I'm gonna go grab a shorter extension. Nice and easy. Okay. Okay, now it's free. I forgot to remove the turn signal plugs, which is obviously important, so here I am doing that now. Oh, you get both of them? Okay. Oh, I see. Hold on. There's a bracket. Yes. It's attached to the corner, which is attached to the bumper. Okay, now try it. Alright, so now that the front bumper's off, I can mock this up and it'll actually stay in place here. I have an idea. Okay, so here. Finally got it in a position where it's actually, I think, gonna stay. Hopefully. That's because the bumper's on the bottom and the bumper is much heavier and also flat on top. So, there it is mocked up. Obviously, upside down, so it's a little bit weird looking. So my plan here is to drill holes in the back side, line this up first, and then I'm gonna just use some typical 10mm bolts, flange nuts, washers, whatever. Then come up here and bolt these down next to the corner light on each side, and a couple bolts in the center here, and that should be enough to hold it. I may also order some brake ducts so that those are functional, because I like function, and this, yes, it's a front lip, but I guarantee you it doesn't increase downforce. I guarantee you, if anything, it creates lift. So, okay, so I've just got some moving clamps on here. My first hole. So next I'm gonna try and use the OEM carriage bolt holes as well as said OEM carriage bolts just because it's easier and it's a nice location that I know won't look ugly because it was like that from factory. Since this is a carriage bolt, hopefully this is focused, I can't see the camera screen. It has a small little square bit on it. So I've got a little tiny tapered file here. I'm just gonna file this hole out till it's the shape that I want. Okay, so I don't know how, but it completely slipped my mind to actually record the installation of them. But there are 2 bolts in my front lip. These are just some Allen head button bolts. They are hidden quite well once you get back here. You can hardly tell that they're there. I mean, with the camera being the way it is and it being kind of dark outside, you really can't tell. The license plate blocks it. They don't look aftermarket, they look pretty much factory in there. I'll put the part numbers up on screen as well as the bolt sizes, but should be able to find them at any hardware store. They look like this: button head Allen bolt and a nut on the backside. The bolt, I just spray painted the head black. It's normally just zinc coated. You can probably find this at just about any hardware store locally to you. And super simple, doesn't look ugly, and it's been working so far. Okay, I think I'm done and ready to put this thing back on. Oh yeah, that's sturdy enough. That's plenty sturdy. So the side pieces, this plastic on the side has to go around this metal bit, but it's just not easy to do on my own. It kind of slots into a thing on the side there. Now that the front lip has been on for some time, quite honestly, let's turn the time back and roll some glamour shots of the front lip when it was still summertime. In my opinion, the front lip looks really good. The fitment is not perfect. I did initially plan on painting it in this video, but honestly, the plastic color matches factory well enough, and the marks that were on the front lip initially have kind of faded over time, so it's not that obvious that it's not painted, and it's probably going to get painted eventually, but that'll probably happen when I repaint the front bumper of this truck. Now, I will say the front lip fitment is not the best. It does have some gaps. Nothing too severe, but it's not my favorite thing ever. Especially when it's hot out, it kind of expands and gets a little loose. Although it's not going to fall off or anything with the way that I've mounted it. And so far, it seemed to be pretty secure, so I'm pretty happy with it. It doesn't scrape on a bunch of stuff. It's roughly 6 inches off the ground still with my ride height, and it clears most things, so you might have to watch for some curbs here and there, but that's not a huge inconvenience if you know how to drive. Now, does this provide any actual benefit? Probably not. I didn't see any decrease in fuel economy, but I also didn't see any increase in fuel economy. It might help with cooling because it makes a larger low pressure zone under the truck. It might not. It might create lift. It might not create lift, and if it does create downforce, it's probably a very small amount. So who's to say? And really, this thing doesn't need downforce on the front, it needs it on the back because there's no weight back here. Anyways, with that being said, it's a pretty simple video, pretty cool video, I think. Finally made some aesthetic changes to my truck, and I think that's going to be all for this video, and probably all for this truck for quite some time. I will see you guys in the next video, probably about my RX-7.